Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to celebrate the finishing of another notebook. Welcome back to Stormin' Norman Says. I'm Stormin' Norman. Must mean I got some things to say. Today, I have finished the notebook. Well, not today. I didn't finish it. It was actually Sunday. But honestly, I could have called it finished before Sunday. But it was about a couple of weeks ago I realized that my Totebook that I carry to church, and this Murdy Creative number 7, was almost full. Like I was almost out of pages. So I started keeping an eye on it. And I use this for sermons, writing down my pastor's points. And was that important? No, it's not important. But it keeps me busy, like, because I'm not the type of person that likes to sit still. I'm not a sit still kind of person. So when you're sitting in church listening to the pastor preach, you can get a little antsy. So I got this to write in while he's preaching, and I write his points. And I've tried this before, and the problem is with me, and maybe with you too, if you mess up, you just want to forget it. You know, I just ain't gonna do it. Heck with this. I'm done. I'm stopping. Because that's how I am. Because I've tried to do this before, and I get to a point where maybe he said his point in his sermon and I didn't hear him, or I'm not following like his outline, not really sure what's going on, and then I'll just get mad at myself and be like, well, I'm just not going to do it then. So before I started this, I told myself I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to just give up, throw in the towel. It don't have to be perfect, basically, is what I tried to tell myself. It don't have to be perfect. And for the most part, I get all his points. This is the pen I've been using, by the way. Let me point that out. The Sharpie S Gel, the metal one. That's silver with the needle tip that I stole out of a pen. What pen was that? Energel. Stole it out of the Energel. And I've used a couple pens. I also used... Did I use that? Maybe not. I think I used the little refined ballpoint pen. I don't think I used fountain pen in here. Not that I can recall anyway. I feel like there was another pen I used as well. Oh, the little, I think it's in here somewhere. Give me a minute. This little thing right here. Who makes this? Pilot. I can't remember what it's called, like the Tweety Bird or something. It's some bird, I think. But this thing is about the size of a refill. Like it's tiny, but I've used this too, but it ain't fun to write with. It ain't fun to write with. But anyway, back to the story at hand. I started, and I ordered this from Murdy Creative. We're going to talk about this a little bit too. I want to show y'all how it's aging and the whole metal bar thing. I ordered this from Murdy Creative. It came with a generic field notes. I probably still have it. But that doesn't mean I know where it's at. I feel like I put it in something else. Maybe. I don't know. But it was just a black, generic field notes knockoff kind of thing that they supply you with when you order one of these. And I took it out, and because I don't like the thinness of a field notes. And these tote books from Studio Neat, they're just a little thicker. See, they actually have like a spine on them, whereas your typical field notes is just not. It's just like paper folded over and stapled, which is essentially what it is. But the tote books from Studio Neat, they just got some thickness to them, boy. Thick, boy. They thick. So I put the tote book in there to give it a little bit of thickness, and started this Spring Revival. We had Spring Revival at church on April 14th, 2024. So about a year and a half ago is when I started this. And I know I did a video of this, so I must have got this not long before that. And I just love it. I just like it. I don't know about the bar thing, but we're going to pull this notebook out of here so we can see what kind of long-term wear that the bar has done to the notebook. Because even without pulling the notebook out, you can tell that the little metal bar has had an effect on the notebook. So we're going to pull it out. So that's not really that big a deal. Some of that right there is because I keep my pen in here all the time. So that little hump there is basically where my pen stays. But that little piece there, that's from where the bar ran through. Now if you just put this on yourself, it's just going to disappear. It's not going to be a big deal. But I was worried that the bar would like cause worse damage than that. But the binding is still fine. There is a little, y'all probably won't be able to see it. There's like a little shiny spot, shiny line going down right there from where the bar sat, and the paper moved back and forth over it for over a year and a half. So it's barely noticeable. You got to kind of put the light on it to see the kind of reflection deal. You can even see from my pen right there rubbing against the clip of my pen, rubbing against it and causing a shiny spot. But I started with this. I was using it as taking notes during the sermon. The spring revival, I took notes. We had a visiting preacher, so my notes were a little bit more extensive. Actually, this preacher, he preached spring revival last year and spring revival this year, so he's in the front and the back of this thing. And then I would use it as a prayer journal, and I would write, like Sunday I would use it to take notes during the sermon, and then during the week I would use it to prayer journaling, to write prayers down. And I just do my prayer journaling like I'm writing God a letter. And then when Sunday came back around, we would go back to taking sermon notes. And that lasted for a little while, but I eventually stopped doing that. Let me see, when did I say I started this? April 14th, July. So it looks like July. Nope, not July. August. Started in April doing prayer journaling and sermon notes. And then in August, I gave up the prayer journaling part. Not that I don't still do that. Just don't do it in here anymore. And that was strictly for sermon notes, because I was at I believe a point when I realized I was carrying too many daggum notebooks around. So this only goes with me to church instead of, all over the place. But that's done now. Well, let's talk about this Murdy. Let's talk about how it's aging, what it's looking like. You can see it's got some patina. Barely, you can tell. Some scratches, stuff like that. And that stupid pinhole, I still hate that thing. They don't get in the way or anything, but I ordered it and I asked for the pinhole because I didn't really understand how stupid it was until I got it. But it's like you stick your pen, like the clip of your pen, but it can't be any pen. It has to be like a Parker Jotter or something small, like this thing. And I think you I don't know. I just know it's stupid, and I don't like it. But it don't get in the way. It ain't no big deal. And you can see some wear around the edges from where the corner of the notebook sits, I guess. And then you can see some wear in the middle from where the spine of the notebook would move back and forth. I believe you could easily take this bar out and just run an elastic, kind of like a traveler's notebook kind of thing. You could probably do that. There's my customization on there. So yeah, the leather, I mean, it's Murdy. Man, when it comes to leather, they know what they're doing. Still smells like leather. But look at that. It's good stuff. We are going to start a new one. We're going to put another Totebook in it because I bought a 3-pack. Let's see if we can find the middle. Oh, there it is. I believe that's it. Slide that up in there. My pen, might change out my pen for something else. I don't know, maybe not. But I typically just find a couple pages, slam my pen down in there, and tote it just like that. On top of my Bible, tote it in there. Now, with this little pilot pen, that was a lot cooler to put it in there, because like you barely even notice that thing's in there. But like I said, this is not fun to use. Take the refill out of your pen and write with it. That's what writing with this is like. I mean, it's nice and portable and compact. But I don't know what they call it, but they should call it toothpick, because it's about as big as a toothpick. But there you have it, Murdy number 7. They make these in several different sizes and colors and whatnot. They got I believe they got the buffalo or the bison leather now that they're offering. Maybe that might be a limited time, I'm not sure. But Murdy stuff. I bought what all Murdy things I have. I ain't got them with me right now, but can y'all see? No, y'all can't see it in the camera. But I got their thing. Let me show y'all. Let me get it real quick. It might be a little dusty, okay? This is their Murdy number 1. And it's a piece of leather folded in half with these screws. And you put your notebook paper in there and screw it together to bind it, and yeah, then you can just have your own leather notebook with your own paper in it. This notebook paper is in here. What is it? What did I write? Oh, this was my podcast when I was writing podcast notes in here. I think that's what I bought it for. I feel like I asked my wife for this for my birthday or something at some point. But apparently I was writing podcast things in here. I thought I bought this for Sunday school, but I guess I used it for my podcast. But my thing that I didn't like about it was if you try to lay it flat on the table to write on it, like the flap it's in your way. Like it's just annoyingly in your way. So it was cool concept, but it'd probably be good for something like if you printed out something, you could punch holes in it, put it in here, and then you'd have like whatever it is you printed out, like a leather bound book that you could just flip through and whatnot. And this is the other Murdy thing I bought. The Murdy number 2 rugged edition, apparently. I never noticed that on there. This one I got my initials on the side. And I know I've talked about this before, but it's got this bar, and it came with this notebook, the one I use for my journal. You see the holes in the spine? So you take this bar, you unscrew it, you run this bar through the spine of your notebook, then you place it on here, and you screw the screws through your notebook spine into the bar, and it holds it in there. And I thought that was the coolest flipping thing in the world when I ordered this. I ordered this in 2022. The only problem with this, I love this, hate this part. Hate this part. Because at the time I was starting to get into fountain pens, and you ain't fitting a fountain pen in there. You ain't. This is designed for a Parker Jotter. In fact, this is the Parker Jotter that I got with it because I paid extra to get a pen with it. And this would be in here. It was screwed to the spine. And then it would be in there deeper than that because it's sitting on the bar at the moment. But you get the idea. And then you would close this, overlap these two pin loops, and put your Parker Jotter through there, and that would hold it shut. I was like, man, that's cool. I like that. Then you just pull your pen out, she's ready to flip open, start journaling. Except if you want to use another pen other than a Parker Jotter, good luck. Good luck. Because most pens are bigger than that. And if you try to put it in there, and this is the whole reason I bought this Muji and this Hongdi and Black Forest pen, because I'm like, well, I'll just stick that in there, but don't quite work out that way. So thought it was cool. But anyway, that's my Murdy stuff that I have. I do love Murdy. Their stuff is very well made, even if the design doesn't necessarily work for me. Except for this. This thing's awesome. And I take it to church with me every Sunday. And I got my Bible open in the pew beside me because I sit in the front row where nobody else wants to sit. So I have plenty of leg room up there because nobody's fighting to get up to the front row and sit by me, if you know what I mean. And got my Bible in the chair, and I'm just sitting there writing, listening to my pastor. So there you go. I finished the notebook, and I know last time I finished the notebook, it was my work notebook, and I'm like, oh, does it really count if it's my work notebook? And I'm like, it counts. Dang it, it counts. This counts, even though it's a little pocket notebook. We're counting it. Now, what I would really like to celebrate is finishing this journal someday, but I'm still a ways off from that. Anyway, what was I going to say? Next video, oh, I didn't tell you, I just got a pen in the mail. If you want to see the unboxing, become a member, because I just recorded an unboxing of this pen for the members that they will see next Tuesday, or whenever I remember to publish it. It's supposed to be Tuesday. We'll see if I remember. Also, I just made a big order from Amazon, and there'll probably be it's a lot of stationery stuff in there. I don't remember, because that's how it works when you order from Amazon. Like, soon after 24 hours after you order, you forgot what you ordered. But there's a lot of stationery stuff in it. I don't remember some of it. I'm sure will end up in a video, but we'll see. I think that's not coming until Saturday, because there was like so much stuff in it, so many different days, and I'm like, just bring it all in one day, which will be Saturday. Anyhow, that's all I got for you. Appreciate you watching me celebrate the completion of a notebook. And I knew last weekend, this past Sunday, I should have, like, it's done. Like, I should put a new notebook in there, but I hadn't made the video yet, so I didn't want to take the notebook out until I did the video. So I ended up writing on the back page, but we got it done. We got it done. Now we got a fresh notebook. We're ready to go. I've been Stormin' Norman. I've said things. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment. Click that join button. We have super thanks now. Not really sure what that is, but if you're the kind of person you want to support the channel but you don't want to become a member and do it on a monthly basis, you can get the super chat. What is it called? Super thanks, and you can just make it like a one-time gift if you want to do that. I believe that's how it works. Don't quote me on it, but I'm not even sure where the button is. We just turned it on yesterday, but it's down there somewhere. I appreciate y'all for watching. I will catch y'all in the next one.